Hey guys, my name is Brandon and welcome to or welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you like what you see in here, you're more than welcome to hit the subscribe button so you stay notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, let's get straight on with today's video. Hey everyone and welcome back to Is That More Brandon. So in today's video I'm going to be doing a quick summary of my first experience actually going to Bristol. Now I've never been to Bristol in my life and there are a lot of places in the UK that I have never kind of touched a foot in or dipped a finger in, should I say. But Bristol was one of those cities that I absolutely really wanted to go to, and I actually had the opportunity to go not only to see one of my friends but to also kind of bring one of my other friends along, and the three of us ended up having like a really nice kind of day, evening and following morning together. And then yeah, me and my friend came back home the following day, and yeah, it was a very short and sweet trip, but we did manage to get a lot of things done, which is really nice. And like I said, kind of get a bit of an overview of the town. So long story short, I am not really someone who travels a lot without reason. I don't really have that sort of money to spend, and I'm not really someone who will go somewhere unless someone kind of gives me a reason that I should visit X, Y or Z in town, wherever. And as well with kind of going abroad, again, it's not really something that I do unless it's for like a particular opportunity or a particular, you know, reason or project or something like that. So for example, when I was at school, we went to Paris, we went to Cambridge, which is in the UK. We went to, where else did we go? Oh, we went to some like water park place, but I think that was in the UK. And then I kind of think if you come to university, I ended up going to Germany from one of my university trips there. And then coming to my previous employment, I actually ended up going to Switzerland and the Netherlands. So yeah, that was kind of the main reasons I travelled, was because of either my job, my studies, or, you know, that was literally it really, my job or my studies. So yeah, unless I'm actually going to see a friend or, you know, make content or something like that, there isn't any reason for me to do that otherwise. So in terms of Bristol, I ended up meeting somebody on TikTok over a year ago, and we became very close friends very quickly. We kind of bonded over an experience, and yeah, just kind of stuck by each other's side, and we are still by each other's side to this day. So yeah, she kind of was invited to go and visit an experience. So the Alcatraz experience is actually a kind of like prison-like experience where I'm not going to say you're treated like you're a prisoner, because it wasn't anything like a boxing kind of scene where you're like being shoved up against the wall or, you know, handcuffed to the chain of a prison or whatever. But it kind of was like a more theatrical, almost like a performance. And you know, you were kind of just told to go into certain places. So basically when we got there, me and my friend got to Bristol I think at about 3 o'clock. So we didn't really have much to explore or much time to explore, because it was kind of check to the hotel and then 3 hours later we were going to this experience. But I managed to walk through the town, take a few little videos, some photos of the town. There was a building with the word Roots, I think it was called Roots, which was quite funny because that's literally a phrase that we all kind of use, obviously from TikTok. And yeah, really nice scenery. There was a lot of spacious roads, quite a lot of interesting street names, and, you know, unique type of people walking down these roads. Like, it's not like walking down central London, for example. It was a lot more spacious. It seemed like people were less in a rush, and, you know, just the overall experience of being there, like there wasn't really anybody that was causing drama or problems. And actually it seemed to be there was quite a young population there as well. I'm sure, yes, there were older people as well. Just kind of like, yeah, it just kind of seemed like a bit more of a millennial / Gen Z kind of town. I hope I use those phrases correctly. But yeah, when we got there, yeah, walking up the high street, went around this massive roundabout that I think we were not supposed to walk around, but we ended up not going across a zebra crossing or a pedestrian crossing. We ended up just, you know, just running across the road doing whatever, because we're brave and we just did whatever. So that was interesting. And then kind of to get to our hotel, we had to walk past like the aquarium, we had to walk past the kind of the coast, I want to say the coast, but like the main town part. And yeah, it was really nice. Like I said, it was a very spacious town. You kind of, as you walked through the town, you could kind of see a bit of a glimpse of everything. So, you know, you had the opticians here, the Chinese restaurants, the food delivery. I was like, right, how many grocery shops am I going to see? I think I saw Sainsbury's, Tesco's, Morrison's, whatever, McDonald's. And then obviously getting to our hotel, like I said, you saw the aquarium, And yeah, from where we were to the town centre was literally like not even a 5-minute walk. And I think we ended up walking past the kind of pier part, so there's lots of different restaurants on both sides of the bridge. There's like a little bridge which I wish we would have taken some photos of, and also photos of like the kind of beach and the boat harbour place behind us. But that was really, really nice. Again, lots of different fancy types of restaurants as well. It wasn't just kind of, you know, your usual restaurants. It was, you had quite like fancy things as well, but some of the restaurants I didn't even recognise, shall we say. And then yeah, I guess along the harbour you also had Nando's, so that was really, really nice. And then literally massive shopping centre, so you kind of go up, and I think the first 2 or 3 levels were like food restaurants or fast food restaurants, and then you kind of go up a little bit more and you have loads of like clothing shops and accessory shops and makeup shops and all of that. So when we first walked in, I walked up and I was like, oh, nice to see, you know, this restaurant, that restaurant. And then I just, as soon as we walked in, I was like, oh my goodness, there's literally 5 revolving levels of restaurants and shops. So very, very quite big. Again, a lot of the high streets had, you know, your Mulberry, your, I don't know, yeah, Calvin, whatever, Dior, like lady brands as well. So there was a lot of high-end, high-branded shops kind of on one road of the high street, and then you kind of had your like Nando's and other food restaurants kind of like that, like Pizza Express, Pizza Hut, all of those potentially sort of things, and all your like makeup stores and stuff in the one massive shopping centre. So that was an experience within itself. Again, a lot of funny people. There was a lot of like musicians, content creators. There seemed to be like a few influencers doing stuff on their phones. And yeah, obviously we spent a couple of hours kind of just exploring the town, having food. And then this Alcatraz experience was very much like, yeah, like I said, it wasn't anything that was kind of aggressive. It was more just them telling a story and us kind of going along with that. So yeah, we got in, had to put these orange suits on. They kind of explained the rules to us about, you know, not being rude to the people, not touching them, not having any kind of drugs or smoking or things like that. And when they were doing their like theatrical parts, to kind of not talk over them, because obviously that's the whole experience and that's the whole reason you're there, to listen to the stories, so you kind of know why you're there or how you ended up in this prison cell or whatever. So yeah, there was a bring your own drink policy. I don't really want to say policy, but it was kind of a, you bring a bottle and then they would make drinks for you and your friends with the alcohol that you've provided. So we brought obviously vodka, because I don't really drink anything else, and it was like a shot on a bit with some sort of flavour of drink. So I think I was quite fussy, but they still managed to make 4 nice drinks. Actually, let's say 3, because the last one wasn't that great, but they still managed to make me 3 really, really nice drinks. I didn't really know what was in it until the lady told me, but yeah, it was basically, I just said, please don't put any like full fruits in my drinks, like I'm very fussy. So I think there was one drink that had a sprinkle of cherry, one that had a sprinkle of blackcurrant. I think there was one that was kind of like a lemon and something or whatever. I don't know what the last one was, but that was absolutely horrid. I think that might have been raspberry or blackcurrant or blueberry or whatever it was, but the last one was a bit like that. So yeah, we didn't get plastered. It was more just like, you just kind of have it as part of the experience that you bring a bottle of something, they make drinks with your drink. So basically, I guess it saves them having to use any of their own alcohol, and also you get back what they don't use of your drink. So we still managed to get half a bottle back. But yeah, so that was kind of interesting, taking some nice photos, some nice videos, kind of hearing the stories, kind of, you know, there was photo opportunities where you could take photos in the cells. There was like phones, you could take photos on the phones. We ended up going to like the minister's office, the principal's office, and kind of, you know, trying to get a code for something. There was like a board where prisoners stand, where you hold a board saying like, I'm a prisoner or whatever, so having some photos in front of that. So it was quite an interesting experience, and like I said, both of my friends had never actually met before. So one of them is from actually Luton, one of them is obviously living in Bristol anyway, but it was nice that I got the 2 of them to meet up as well. So that was really, really nice. And yeah, it was kind of like a joint bonding experience. It was kind of his birthday, she invited us down, I was kind of just there. So that was really, really nice. And then we went back and chilled at the hotel for a bit, had a little bit of a chat. Then we had some snacks, just watched TV, listened to a bit of Indian music. We actually had like an Indian channel playing in the background, because I don't think any of the other channels worked. So we had like, it was Al Jazeera or whatever it was in the background, or some like Punjabi channel. But we listened to all these Indian songs, and it was kind of, it was really good. Like it was with a bit of a beat in the background, so it kind of got us all pumped for the evening. And then, yeah, obviously out of the window, we were able to kind of look down and, you know, see the traffic going by, but it wasn't that close to our window, because I think we were on like floor 3, so we were a little bit further away. And also one thing that was really, really funny, so before actually we ended up meeting my friend from Bristol, me and my mate in Luton, or from Luton should we say, walking down the street, and I kind of clocked eyes with a guy in a white van. So he looked like a really, really young guy. He must have been like 23, 24, little beard, like you could tell he was trying to grow a little bit of a beard. He had like a cap on, nice smile, or nice face, whatever. So anyway, me and my friend are walking, and I looked at him and I just said, that guy's really, really hot. And I think his music stopped at that exact point, and I looked straight at him when I said that without realising. I was just like, oh, he's really hot. Didn't realise, he literally looked at me at the exact same time. My mate also looked over at the same time. He's looked back, smiled at me. I'm like, what the hell am I supposed to do now? So I just smiled back and waved. Anyway, we keep walking down the street, nothing of it, because he's stuck at a red light anyway. And then literally we get to the red light, and I can see obviously the green light has just changed to green. So they're all driving past, and he kind of went past and he just did like a little wave and whatever. I should have just shouted like, you're fit, but didn't do that. Anyway, that was my first experience of flirting in Bristol. So yeah, anyway, we've gone back to the hotel, friends come along, we're just chilling there after our dinner. We actually went to Nando's. I absolutely love Nando's. So you can literally order it from the app, and you actually pay through the app as well. So actually all that they do in terms of customer service is bring you the food, and that's literally it. And then sit you down. So yeah, then we ended up going out. So I think we just were sitting at the hotel for a couple of hours. I think we'd finished the prison experience by like 8, so we were kind of chilling out till about 9:30, 10. And then we ended up going to OMG, which I think is the only or the biggest gay club in Bristol. It was actually free entry because we had the app. So if you have the app with the QR code, you actually do get in for free. So that was actually really incredible. And yeah, I think by this point we were already a little bit energized. We had so much energy going inside us that we just wanted to get inside and get onto the dance floor. And I think we were very, very early. So when we got in, there was literally about 3 people on the dance floor. Obviously everyone's there serving drinks still, but yeah, it was very, very early. And yeah, we were just quite a crazy group, a crazy little group of us going out. So yeah, that was an interesting experience, the actual OMG club, because I think my friend had been talking about it, saying, oh my God, I'm gonna love it, and you know, we need to get there, and the entry could be £10 or it could be a little bit cheaper. It ended up being free, which was great. Drinks were really cheap, and they actually had loads of like free shots. I think you could have 5 free shots just because you had the app, so that was an experience as well. And then I kind of think, so like when you come out of the bar, you've kind of got like the main room with like the chairs and things like that, which is part of the same bar room, like little booths and stuff. And then if you go to the main room, it was actually one big room that kind of curved around to the side, and in front of you had these 2 kind of like cages that you could crawl through the back and have a little dance in these little cages, like cylinder containers. And then if you went further round, there was a little stage with a pole. And then if you went even further round, there's kind of like a little opening to kind of go back to the bar the other way. So it was kind of like one massive room with lots of different weird like openings and stuff. And then next to this little opening here, you had a kind of almost like a cell, like an open cell, not with poles, but just like a raised floor with bars, so you could kind of hold on to those things. So there was lots of different podiums and lots of different floors and stuff. You had a nice little floor in the middle as well, so dance floor here, then it raised up when you went to the back. You got your 2 cylinders, you got the pole and the floor, the little prison thing, and then you can walk back out to the bar that way as well. So yeah, very interesting, and it's good that I actually remember everything as well. I was speaking to a couple of guys, made friends with a couple of girls in the smoking area, you know, exchanged a few Instagrams as you do. So, you know, they could even be, you know, watching this video right now for all I know, but it was lovely to meet you girls and the guys as well. Talking to one guy who I think is from London or near enough to London. I think he's the same age as me, 26. And we just started talking, and I was like, oh, I'm sure you're not gay, like, you know, you look really great. Then he goes, no, I'm not gay, but you know, I've always been intrigued. And yeah, he gave me a kiss on the cheek. Well, big deal. And then yeah, we exchanged Instagram. I think I gave him my business card, and I said, look, if you're ever looking to make content like photography or whatever, just let me know and stay in touch if you want. So, and then there's another guy I spoke to inside. Again, he also was like, I'm not gay, but I'd be interested in, you know, making content or doing music or whatever. So I think that's kind of what I do nowadays. Like, whether I'm drinking or whether I'm not drinking, I wasn't drinking heavily that night at all, but it's just about networking with people in as many different places as possible. Like this guy who was a musician, or this guy who potentially was into content, or I mean, I think at the beginning of the night, like I said, that guy in the van that I just waved at, the young guy, any of these people could be good connections for whatever reason. So it's just about being open-minded, talking to whoever you can, really. What harm is it to make conversation with someone that is young, friendly, smiley, you know, interested or not interested is not really the main factor here. It's just more of, can you get on with them, or is there something that either you can bring to their life or that they can bring to yours? So yeah, that was kind of my first experience of Bristol. It was an amazing city. I absolutely loved it. And I think next time I'll definitely do a little bit more exploring of the town. It wasn't really a massive town centre. It was kind of just, there was lots of, you know, little different roads or different like dead end parts that you could literally explore the entire thing or do a whole photo shoot at. So I mean, things like the aquarium, things like the harbour, I could probably do a little bit more next time. Then they had like a little kids play area or whatever. Maybe I wouldn't go to the kids play area, but if there's like an adult theme park or an adult area or something, or, you know, I think one of my friends that used to live there also knows that there's like a little beach kind of resort 10-15 minutes away from Bristol city centre. So just things like that, just exploring new towns, exploring new cities, doing it with nice people, and, you know, just having these experiences to say, I've now finally visited Bristol, let's put a tick on that. And then, yeah, onwards and upwards to more memories. But yeah, if you did enjoy my review of Bristol, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. If you are from Bristol, if you've ever been to Bristol, or if you know anyone that's in Bristol, what recommendations of places would you recommend someone to go to if they've never been? Like food shops, clothing shops, you know, things like the harbour, aquarium, things like that that are kind of a bit worthy of travelling somewhere that far for. Because obviously from where I live to Bristol, it's about 3.5 hours. From London, it was probably about 3.5 as well, or 3, I think, well, 2.5. No, from where I am to Bristol, it's probably about 4 hours. So from London, it's about 3 hours. So yeah, it's about 3. But yeah, like I said, any recommendations for food, for drinks, for going out, for meeting people, for, you know, anything inclusive, any, you know, activities, beach, yacht, things like that, just let me know down below, because like I said, it would either benefit someone like me who has only actually been there the once, or if someone stumbles across this video and they're like, oh, I'd love to go to Bristol, what is actually there? Then in the comments they can kind of just read all these things for themselves as well. So yeah, this is kind of like a little way of, you know, signposting people into the right direction. This is why you should come to Bristol. Read the comments down below. So if you did enjoy, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and don't forget to check out the comments down below if anyone does put any reasons as to why you should go to Bristol. But it was an amazing city. It was really, really fun, and just felt like it was so much more relaxed than London. Like even the security guards and the bouncers of the nightclub were very funny. We were standing there chatting for hours. Every so often we'd come out, you know, one of my friends would want to smoke, or we'd just come out for a bit of fresh air. We'd just be a bit like, oh, here we go again. Like, nice to see you still here. But yeah, it was an amazing experience. So if you did enjoy, yep, don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. And until my next review or until my next video, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.